Hey everyone, I noticed that there was an update on the store today and quite a few new things to look at. One of them is the arcade beta that we've been waiting a while for, so I thought I would check that out, upload a video to the page, and let everyone see what it's all about. Now, I've actually tried to record this a couple times already, and it hasn't been working, so hopefully it works this time. The problem has been sound each time. And I'm using Recordable to record this. If anybody knows of a better solution than that, please let me know. I'm going to keep looking myself, but if somebody's already got the problem solved, that would be wonderful. Anyways, this room is incredible. The 3D effect in here is amazing. Like these blocks hovering in front of you. I don't know, it just feels really cool to be in this room. Um, and it's a really nice looking room as well. So I've been in each of these rooms already now. I really wish I could have gotten it to work the first time I was in, because my reactions would be more natural. But it was unfortunately just it was painful to watch the video. There was a terrible hum in the background, and my voice is really quiet on the video, so I'm trying to talk louder this time, in hopes that it will, uh, drown out, or that the music won't drown it out. And I've reduced the volume as well. So I'm gonna hop into the Sega room here, um, and you see there are quite a number of arcades that you can jump onto. A lot of them are very good games. They're all older games, but that's cool. I assume that eventually there will be updates and that more games will come, but I don't know that. I'm just kind of hoping. These are great games, but they are old. Now, when I first jumped in here, I saw this one. I was like, Virtua Fighter 2, that's amazing. And I jumped in, and I have 19 minutes of free play time left. So that is one cool thing. They give you 20 minutes of free time. I didn't think I was going to be able to review the games because I don't have a credit card, so I can't buy things. So I'm working on that, but at the moment I don't have one, so I can't buy things. I have to count on the kindness of others to pay for things for me until I can do that. So one cool thing is it seems to pause the game when you leave. It doesn't turn it off. So you can leave a game, go do something else, and come back and pick up where you left off. It looks like. So this is Virtua Fighter 2, obviously on the Sega Genesis and not the arcade or Sega Saturn port, which is mildly disappointing, but it's still pretty neat to be playing this on an arcade machine in VR. The games are all very faithful to what they were on the Sega Genesis. Oh, look at that! Now the screen's up on that one. Um, and some of these Sega games are actually really good games. Like Sonic 2 is widely considered to be one of the best Sonic games, if not the best Sonic game. I loved Sonic Spinball back in the day. Some people didn't. Some people thought it was really, not a very good Sonic game. I thought it was great. Altered Beast is a classic. I only played the Genesis version, so I never played the arcade version. This is the Genesis port, and it is exact. Golden Axe, also a very good game. In fact, Golden Axe is probably one that you can beat in the free time allotment they give you. But let's see what it is to purchase. It's only $1.49 to buy it, right? So, all of these games are worth $1.49. They're worth more than $1.49, but yeah, I think they're all $1.49. So anyway, so that's what's going on in the Sega room. Midway, a little more sparse, not as many games. These are all the old classic Midway games. If you have the Midway disc on Xbox, then you have all of these games already. Except for that one, I think. I don't know if that one was on there, but the rest of these, I believe, were. Maybe not APB either. I don't think that was on there. You know, if you played these games back in the day, these ones are more expensive too. If you played these games back in the day, oh crap. Oh, I wasn't playing yet. Okay, that's fine. What's going on here? So, pressing select is like putting in a quarter. You see my health going up there? And because it is free, I don't actually have to put in quarters. I'm going to do this. Now, Gauntlet, if you don't know, it counts down your health for every second that you're in the game. Okay, so avoid ghosts or shoot. You lose 8 health when you get hit. So, okay. So, now this game is the ultimate arcade game in that it just eats up your money. I mean, it's really hard. There are a crap ton of enemies. And even if you can do it without getting hit, which you'll never do it. You cannot do this, I don't believe, without getting hit. But even if you could, your life would count down and you would eventually die anyways. So, brilliant on the part of the game makers for making money. I guess, you know, if you're one of those people who likes really hard games, then maybe Gauntlet's your thing. I, on the other hand, I don't really enjoy a game that's super difficult, so now this actually doesn't look too difficult at the moment, but I'm in the low levels. Once you get into higher levels, it gets a lot harder, a lot quicker. You get tougher enemies, tougher spawn bases, I believe, all that stuff. Now, of course, because it is, you know, like once you pay for it, you know, in the arcade, you'd have to put in a quarter. Here, I just hit select and my health goes up. So it's like having a built-in cheat code. So if you really want to beat this game, you're probably going to be able to do it. I don't think there's anything in the game that is so hard that with infinite life you still can't get through. I don't think there's puzzles, though there might be. There might be. Actually, you know what? I do believe there are some rooms in here that are kind of like mazes, and you go on teleport paths and jump to different areas. So maybe even with the built-in cheat code, you might find some difficulty in the game, or you know, some harder puzzles or some sort of thing. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by reading text and stuff, and I shouldn't be doing that because I'm supposed to be talking about the game. So I'm gonna back out of this, but definitely, if you're a Gauntlet fan, if you're a fan of these old arcades, they are faithful representations of the arcade machines, which is probably why they're a bit more money, because they are arcade games and not available. Okay, so I hadn't seen that before. How about you? You're available. That's weird. I wonder if... Wait, how much was that? Oh, I didn't mean to click Rampage again. Root Beer Tapper. Okay, so these are not all the same price, and maybe the Genesis ones weren't either. I just checked a couple, but... so Gauntlets are $2.99. I guess the more well-known ones are $2.99 maybe? $1.99. $1.99. Oh, Defender again. Now, the orientation is getting messed up when I go into the games and I exit, so I hit the reorient button here. Okay. 99 cents, so that's what I expected. So, I think my problem there was that I was trying to turn my head to make up for the rotation of the machine where the machine was at. So I'd hit it and then try to look forward before the machine came up, and then of course it expects you to keep looking at the machine while it's loading. So so don't turn your head. So when you click on the machine, don't turn your head to try to make up for it, because you know it'll put the arcade machine in the proper position for you to be looking straight when it loads up. for you to look straight ahead and see the game. So for instance, I'm looking over here at APB, I click the button, and I keep looking the direction that I was looking at APB, and you see it's a little off to my right, so now I look straight ahead, and there it is. That's actually a really good idea. Okay, and Bandai Namco only has 2 games in here. There's Galga and Pac-Man. I've never played Galga, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump in for a few seconds here. Now, it is 20 minutes per game. I wasn't sure
Oh,
if it
guys, I
was
apologize
per game
for
or
this part
in
of
total,
the video.
but it is per game.
The problem with recording on Recordable is in order to make it so that the volume of the game was not drowning out my voice and basically sounding like it was destroying the playback speaker, I had to turn the volume of my phone almost all the way down. So I couldn't hear the sounds that the games were making. And when I first started playing the video and I realized that the sound effects were recording a lot louder than what I had been hearing, I was a little bit worried that this recording wasn't going to work either. But it turns out that it did in every case so far except Galga, which it is the most awful noise I've ever heard. If you've played Galga, you probably know what I'm talking about. Maybe you like it, I don't know. I think it sounds terrible. And you couldn't hear anything I was saying. So basically what I don't even know what I was saying, to be perfectly honest with you. I know I compared it to Space Invaders, a souped up Space Invaders. That's what it looks like. I'd never played Galga before, so it's probably a lot of me talking about how I don't really like this style of game and stuff. So, but anyway, so I decided to mute the volume at this part just to save your poor ears from having to hear it. But yeah, this is what Galga looks like, and if you want to hear it for yourself, go ahead and download it and play it. But it just sounds terrible.
Well, that's that then. I went through those 3 guys really fast. Not a shooter fan at all. And that's probably obvious by the way I was playing it. Pac-Man is also a very
so the volume in Pac-Man
good representation of the actual game.
Absolutely horrible. So I apologize again for this. I just figured it was quicker to do this in voice narration than to re-record the entire video again. It's starting to turn out that that's not the case, but it's done now, so I apologize. I didn't realize that these sounded so terrible when I was recording it. So here are some images of Pac-Man, and in order for the part that comes after this to make sense, you need to know that I talk about how it would be nice if you could actually walk around in the arcade rather than just teleport to where you are going.
There's no walking. So for me, I think it would add to the feeling of actually being here to be able to walk to the machine myself. But for what it is, it's really cool. It's a very dangerous arcade by the looks of it. Not up to code at all. That door probably could have been... They could have done a better job on that. Made it actually at least a 3D image on the door, but you know, for what it is, it's a free app. You get 20 minutes on each game. If you love the games, they're cheap enough, you know, get to play them. The good thing about playing them here rather than on your cell phone, I mean, you know what I mean, is that, you know, you're playing on a proper sized screen, right? Like, it looks like you're playing it on an arcade machine. That's a good size screen. That's better than a screen that you're going to have just playing on your phone, obviously. So, not to mention the controls are better too. I mean, who likes touchscreen controls? I don't. I hate them. Maybe you do. Maybe I'm making presumptions here. But I would say that this is the definitive way to play these games at the moment if you don't have the old systems and can play on your actual television. But it's definitely um, a cool little distraction anyway. Um, Worth the free download, up to you to decide whether or not it's worth paying for the games. I'm sure there's at least one in here that you'll find the value of paying the $1.50 that they ask for it, or the $2.99 or whatever it is for whatever game it is that you want. So I say go download this if you have it. If you don't have it, if you're waiting for Gear VR to be officially released before you buy it, well, you have this to look forward to if you're going to get it. Um, is this something that you should buy a Gear VR for? I don't think so, not as it is. If they were planning to expand the arcades more, add things from even later Genesis or arcade, it would be fantastic to have arcade ports. I don't know if that's maybe too much to, to do for this. I can't see it being too much to do for this, but maybe it's just too much to handle in VR. I don't know, on a phone. Um, but it would be nice to see some arcade games, like if they had Virtua Racing in here, or Daytona, or a proper 3D version of Virtua Fighter. You know, I'm not looking for the brand new games, but or even Virtua Cop. I would love to see that, and you could aim with your gaze. That I think that would be awesome. Maybe I'm alone in that, but that would be fantastic. Anyway, there's definitely room for improvement, but what it is fantastic, and it's free. So get on your gears and download this now. All right, bye for now.